Hello and welcome back to the Honest Lab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As you can see, I've upgraded Ted again. We've got ourselves an up-and-coming Scream Queen superstar with a name to remember, a name to watch out for. This is Miss Shayli Reagan. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. At least we're on the same time zone.
I know, thank God, honestly.
It's very rare that I have someone on the same time zone.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I'm always calling people in America. When I tell them I'm not on the same time zone, they're like, but you have an American accent? And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I live in the UK, so it's a whole mess.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, it's all good.
That can't be helped. No, but welcome to the show. Thanks for taking time
Thank
out of
you.
your evening.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, it's always fun doing these. Obviously, I said it's a name to remember. I know we connected on Instagram, I think it was,
Yeah, yeah,
recently.
yeah.
After a big announcement that involved yourself and a certain third movie of a franchise that's featured on this show before, twice,
Yes, sir.
um, which was Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey, Part 3.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Um, so you've been recently cast in that, so congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It was like my first project that I booked going into this year, so I think it's definitely set the tone for the year, and I'm really excited.
Nice, nice. Well, we'll touch on that one in a few minutes. So why
Yeah.
don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the business?
Yeah, well, I started literally the majority of my life. I'm 26. I started when I was 6. No one in my family is creative in that way at all. I think I come from like a sports background kind of. So I think I was a stubborn child and I just kind of wanted something where people could not tell me what to do. So I was just like, you know what? I watched High School Musical when I was 6 and I was like, "Oh, mommy, I want to sing." And that kind of became a thing. And then kind of started vocal lesson as a kid, and then that turned into like musical theater and acting. And yeah, so I was a musical theater kid. I did that like pretty religiously. I think that when I look back at kind of the first like 18 years of my life, like I can't remember what grade I was in. I just remember what show I was doing at the time, which is
Nice.
crazy. So yeah, so definitely I've been in it for a long time, but did that, and then I went to NYU, moved to New York City when I was 18. I was there for 4 years doing my undergrad. Obviously, that was during COVID, so I was kind of back and forth, and I started kind of toe dipping in film when we were online because I was like, you know what? I was trying to be strategic. I was like, I'm a musical theater performer, but if I'm going to be on camera anyways, I might as well learn how to do the thing, properly. So yeah, I decided to do film acting for my last 2 years, and I just honestly fell in love with it, and it kind of fit like a glove. I felt like theater I loved because it was like I always felt like it was difficult and I always felt like it took a lot out of me. Where film, I just felt like it was just a better fit. And I just it made me feel really good. Where I think with theater sometimes it would just actually make me feel like drained, and like film does make me feel drained, but in a different way. Yeah, and then when I graduated, I kind of was booking theater, even though I wanted to be doing film, which is what happens. You always kind of book the things you don't want to be booking. Like,
It
it's
happens.
just like, oh man. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to be singing right now. Like, I want to be focusing on acting. But that's kind of what happens. And then 2023 in May, I had a vocal injury. Basically, my vocal cords kind of just like, it's like an athlete, I guess. I think people kind of forget like singers are athletes. And I hurt my voice really bad. And I was kind of in denial at the time of that. And I took a vacation to London and Europe, and I just really liked it here. And then I kind of just was like, I took a leap of faith. I always respected like actors that I knew that lived in London. I just always felt like they were really good and they were like really trained and talented. So I just moved here and then just kind of got a part-time job, was working at a gym, and then was submitting for things and not really hearing much back because I was like, I don't really have much footage, I don't have this. And then I booked my first horror film. And again, like I did not really, it's not a genre I had ever done, and did my first one. And then it's kind of since then just been like, I've been pretty immersed in the horror world here in the UK. So yeah, it's been super great though.
Nice. So
Thanks.
you mentioned there that you were a stubborn child. You didn't want to do something where you get told what to do. So
Yes.
you chose acting, where
Yeah.
you get told what to do all the time.
Well, I feel like it's on a bit on my own terms. It's something that's so weird because I got new headshots today and I was speaking to the photographer and I told him like I feel like there's so many juxtapositions because for me, like my personal gates of hell would be people singing me happy birthday and recording me with a phone.
Nice.
Or that feeling when you're bowling and you turn around and people are just there, like that kind of attention. And then I'm like, like my mom's always like, Shayli, you're an actor. I'm like, I know, but it's just like different contexts, different things just don't like. I love being on camera like that, but you put a camera in my face on my birthday, and I'm like, no, get it away. Um,
I get that. I get that. I think
yeah.
it's because it's more raw and like you haven't had time to prepare for a camera to be shoved in your face.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's what I really like. Like for me, I I do a lot of villains, especially this past year. I play a lot of villains. I play a lot of kind of like, which I like that. I like kind of being able to be someone else. Like, and I know that's like the most basic thing an actor can say, but I think that I have played characters that are really close to myself, but I kind of like when you can kind of just lose yourself in it and then just like come back to earth and like, all right, cool, I can go on with my life now.
Nice. So you said you booked a horror film. It's not a genre that you've done, but would you be a horror fan?
Well, repeat that, sorry.
Like you said you booked a horror film for
Yes.
your thing, but would you have been a horror fan? Because you said you weren't. It wasn't a genre that you thought of doing.
Yeah, at the time, no. At the time I mean, I had seen a few things, but I think that it was not a genre that I had it was a genre that I know people who had told me like, "Oh, you would really like to work in that genre." I think like it would suit you. Teachers had told me that, and I was always like, "Maybe." Um, but until it was literally given to me and I was like, "Oh, shoot." Like it was kind of like foreign, which was I actually kind of like in a way because I feel like my first like real experience with horror was being on set and being like covered in blood and like doing all that stuff. So then I kind of think after that, I always say it was a bit of like a try before you buy. Like I tried it and I was like, oh, this is really cool to be a part of. So then I think when I took a step back and then I was able to like look at horror in that way, I appreciated it a lot more than before I
Nice.
started like doing it. Or
So
yeah.
would you watch much horror then?
No, no. I mean,
No.
I had this is my thing. I grew up watching like true crime and like true crime reenactments. Literally when I was a child and I used to sleep in my mom's bed, my mom would fall asleep to like just like the most horrific cases, right? And reenactments, whatever. And I was like 4 or 5 sleeping in her bed, just like watching them. I'm like, maybe that explains a lot. Like,
You'd get on with my wife, so she fucking loves true crime.
yeah. And so I always really liked when I was living in New York, I remember like watching the Dahmer series like by myself in my one bed. Like and I was fine with it. I was just like, okay, cool. So I think that was more so I liked the more kind of like true crime stuff. And then I really loved American Horror Story. I watched that and that yeah, that was the first thing that but again, I was so even to this day I feel like I'm still a little bit of a novice when it comes to like knowing uh kind of what's good, what's not good. Like I think that but I mean I think taste is like completely like subjective, but yeah, before I did horror, it was something that I again, the more like true crime stuff I liked uh but standard horror I think I had not seen a lot. I had not like but now on the flip side, I really enjoy it.
I've actually got a good one then if you like true crime based horror.
Yeah.
I've a good film for you. So there's an actress from LA called Devon Pin, right?
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She directed a film, I'm gonna say 2023,
Gotcha.
called The Black Mass.
Ooh, okay.
It's based on a true crime, true events. Like, when was it? 2023. Yeah. It's
Okay.
also got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dang, I'm gonna write that down.
It's all done from a killer's point of view.
Oh, I love that sounds like something I would love.
Yeah, so I had the cast on the show,
Oh,
there
that's
was a
so
few of
cool.
them, and I was sitting talking to them, and they're like, "So, what were your thoughts on the film?" And for me, when I'm watching a horror film, if I'm watching a slasher or
Yeah.
a thing, I'm always doesn't matter what the film based on. I'm
Yeah.
always going. I want the killer to win.
Yeah. You know
And
what?
then I'm sitting through this movie and I'm like, yeah, go on. And then I was like, wait, no, I can't because this is a true story.
Yeah.
I was like, that's juju.
Yeah, true. That's bad juju. That's bad juju.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you know
But
what?
it's
It's
very, very good.
I've done a couple I've done a couple like killer villains and I like that more. You know, like I just I think that the times that I've kind of been like one of the girls, whatever, I think that I'm always trying to like not play into the trope too much or like try to like create something like, but I always find myself drawn to like the villains always. Like if I have the opportunity to play a villain or a hero, I'm like, give me the villain. Like I love,
Right.
love.
Don't forget that the villain is always the one that's remembered.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well,
I
I
mean,
think when I was younger and I was in LA, like I was always playing these kind of like Disney princess roles, and I remember like there was some role that I went out for that was kind of more edgy, and I remember people being like, "Oh, that doesn't really suit you at all," and I was like, "Really?" And I probably at the time that was true, um, but now, yeah, I always, even if it's a smaller role, I like the bad guys. They I think that it's just more fun to look at like as an actor and like as a viewer too. I always end up like I like think about like Breaking Bad. Like I mean I guess Walter White is a villain in his own right, but like Gus Fring was like one of my favorite characters ever.
Gus is go.
Gus is a legend. Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally I can just see like when I think about him, I just see his face and like I just like that's all you need. Like it's just yeah, he's incredible.
Giancarlo's deadly in everything though.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I loved him in Breaking Bad now.
He was exceptional in Breaking Bad.
His death scene was brilliant as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that whole show, that was one of those ones that I watched a bit late, and so I had already been like doing film acting when I watched that, and I just felt like it was absolute like just masterclass in acting and story, like in writing. But yeah, if I think like in another life, if I could be Bryan Cranston, I would be.
Fair enough. Then you have four delinquent children.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
I was working in a video shop
Okay.
when I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It had been out for about 4 years or so at that stage,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I we between the lads we took the first season, second season all the way through,
Oh,
and
that's
like
so.
it's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
To me it's probably the best show on TV.
I agree with you. I think that from it's a bit of a tie for me because I think Breaking Bad and Succession are my two favorites of all time.
I don't
Um,
know what that is.
oh man, it's good. It's I didn't think I would like it because it's kind of like a family like business kind of like boardroom drama, but it's like it's similar to Breaking Bad in the way that just like the character development is so good, and I think that like they just kind of let the actors go, which I feel like with Breaking Bad, like you could just tell they were like they were giving them space to do what they wanted to do and like, yeah, but those are tied. But Breaking Bad is pretty exceptional.
What did you say? Succession.
Succession, yeah.
Okay, the comedy. Oh,
It,
I do know what this is.
yeah, it's kind of the thing is it's all it's very like Shakespearean, I feel like. It's like a dark comedy, but it's like also like extremely like tragic and
Jeez, there's some cast in it as well.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
It's
might give that a watch. I've been looking for something new to watch.
you gave me one, I gave you one.
Sound. My one's an hour and a half long. Yours is 4 seasons.
True, true. Good luck with that one.
But yeah, no, like Breaking Bad is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It's
So,
amazing.
um, okay, so you said that you're kind of a novice to horror. I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I could go
Really?
back and watch everything again for the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time. You know what I mean? Like I was 11, somewhere between 11 and 12 when I watched Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's still my favorite horror film.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what's so strange about film is like, I think that I feel that way about a lot of my favorite films. It's like you wish you could watch it back for the first time again, but also I think that like as you watch things more times, like you have a different lens. So you're like, oh, it's better on like a second watch or a third watch. But like that first watch when you just come in like in completely like blank slate is like super, super special.
Yeah, like I my favorite film is Big Trouble in Little China, the John Carpenter.
I actually I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of Big Trouble in Little China?
Mm-mm.
Have
Maybe
you
I
got
have.
Disney? Have you got Disney Plus?
I've got Disney Plus, yeah.
Get onto Disney Plus and watch it.
Okay.
Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall,
Oh, okay.
uh,
Maybe.
Dennis Dunn. Um, yeah, it's kind of based on Chinese legend
Oh,
with some
sweet.
Americanism. It's so good. It's
Okay.
so good. It's the best Kurt Russell, John Carpenter movie there is, and that
All right.
includes the thing, and that includes everything else that he's done.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I wrote it down. I have like an extensive list. I've been trying, I think, because like it's so easy to like because like social media and everything. Anytime I go to pick up my phone now, I try to watch a movie instead. Because
Nice.
like especially as an actor, I'm like, I don't need all of this brain rot. I actually just need to like study people and just watch people do what they do. It's so helpful.
Like I only recently, as in as early as Saturday, I watched it with my son for the first time.
Oh,
I was like, he's definitely not old enough to be watching the films I watch with him, but uh,
well, you know what? I think it's so funny. We were talking about this when I was home for Christmas. My mom was saying how disturbed my grandpa was because when I was 6, they put on Jackass, like the family. And my grandpa was so disturbed, but I was like, I remember I just loved Johnny Knoxville when I was a kid. I thought he was so cool. I was like, that guy's cool. And then I look back at that and I'm like, that's probably a bit weird for 6-year-olds to like.
well, at least it wasn't the newest movie because the amount of Willy that was in that movie
Yeah.
can't be that to a kid.
No, you know what? I started watching the last one and I didn't end up finishing it. But yeah, those were some of my like biggest laughs as a child. Was like sat around on Christmas, mind you, on like the Lord's holiday, watching Jackass.
I went to see Jackass in the cinema.
Oh
I
man.
and I laughed so hard I got sick in the
Yeah.
cinema.
Yeah, you know what though? I think to this day, it's like even though I feel like you see a bunch of like kind of bits like that on the internet now, there's something about that group of guys I do still find so funny.
There's a new one coming out this year.
Is there?
There is.
I feel
Yeah,
like every time you think it's the last one,
yeah, but it's gonna make
and it's
money.
not.
But yeah, no, like I still remember I this like I want to sit down and watch Nightmare on Elm Street with him,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
I'm trying to hold off because I'm picking movies where there's not loads of female nudity in or
Yeah.
sex. Where I have to try and explain that.
Well, I feel like everything nowadays, all the newer stuff, it's everyone's naked and everything.
Yeah, so I'm trying to pick and choose my way
Yeah.
through movies. Like I watched Jaws with him.
Oh my God, and how is that?
He has ADHD and he has autism,
Yeah.
right? So he just be bouncing around, but he'll watch the movie, but he'll be kind of fidgeting and he'll be
Yeah.
moving around the floor or he'll be moving around the sofa. And
Oh,
for 2 hours and 9 minutes of Jaws, he just sat there glued to the screen.
no way.
Yeah, it was his idea. He wanted to watch Jaws for ages.
That's adorable.
And I was like, no, no, no. I said to my wife, I said, I'm not letting him watch Jaws. It's just not happening. The guy, you have to let him. And I said, I'm not letting him watch Jaws. I said,
Oh,
he's 8.
yeah.
And he plays, that Roblox game.
Yes, yeah.
And he had a cinema in that game where he had the
Huh.
big Jaws poster up. And we were going to the cinema, and I went in messing with him, and I was like, "Oh, cinema called, it's cancelled. We're going to see Jaws." And he bounced off the bed and he's like, "Yes." And we weren't actually, but we get to the cinema and we were sitting on the bench, and behind him was the same poster he had in the game of Jaws, but it was advertising the 50th anniversary.
Oh my
And
God.
when this had looked at me, it was like, "I have to let him watch it now." And I was like,
Oh,
"I'm not letting him watch Jaws." So
yeah.
I eventually caved in. About 2 weeks later, we were sitting here, and she was going in to watch something in the bedroom, and I said, "First, come on, to watch Jaws." And I have
That's
a
so,
video. I have a video recording of him. Because obviously I know what's coming. I've seen it a million times.
yeah, yeah, of course.
When Quint is getting killed,
Yeah.
I have the video recording sitting there. He's like this with the blanket, and
Oh.
he's giving out to me. And he's like, "You didn't tell me he was going to die." And I said, "Why would I tell you he's going to die?" Uh, But yeah, you sat there for 2 hours and 9 minutes glued to the screen.
That's pretty impressive for a kid.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show him Dog Soldiers next, I think.
Oh man, you know what? I just remember Jaws always being on like cable when I was little. Like when I remember walking like around the house, and I said this in the last interview I did it. It was like I remember seeing bits of it on cable when I'd walk by. And I'm from the beach, so I'm from California. So like those fears are real. Like when you get
You
that
have
fear,
sure.
well, when you get those fears installed of you of like sharks as a kid, it it sticks. So I remember like when I was little, I was a bit scared of sharks, and then I think I just kind of got over it. And then for some reason, I was more freaked out by stingrays, which makes like no sense. Um,
That's because Steve Irwin got killed.
maybe that might have been it, but I remember the shark fear went away. Um, but yeah, I think li growing up by the beach, I think all of us like with Jaws, I think your first time watching it as a kid, it kind of sticks with you, at least through your like the beginning of your childhood when you're at the beach, you're like, I'm gonna get eaten.
See, I hate the beach. I hate the beach.
Really?
I hate it. Hate
Why?
sand.
Oh, okay.
Like I hate sand and I hate the sea. Don't know why. I'm not afraid of it. I'll swim in it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I won't swim there because I won't go there. But if I fell off a boat or something, I'd be able to swim. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah. I could
But
literally, I think that if I got like insanely wealthy tomorrow, I could literally live on a beach like every day of my life in like Puerto Rico and be the happiest person in the world.
like Puerto Rico and Gran Canaria or Puerto Rico, Puerto
No,
Rico.
no, no, in like Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico.
That's that's where you're getting shark attacks
Yeah, true, true. And you know what? At least I go out happy.
for about zero point 0.2
Yeah,
seconds.
mojito in hand, man. I'll be chilled.
No, I do appreciate the type of drink. Mojitos are good.
Oh, mojitos are good, man. Oh my God, yeah. That's one thing I feel like being here I miss because I'm Mexican, so like I grew up around a lot of Latinos. Like all of my friends are like all of our dads. We have all
You were
have,
born, you were from California.
I am from California, but I my family's Mexican. So um like all
I'll
like
take it.
what's up?
You'll take it.
Yeah, I mean it's our culture. I guess like I think that especially being from Los Angeles, like Los Angeles is so heavily Latino that like I look at like the thing is I look at my friends that are like completely like white American and then I look at my friends that are like Latino whatever and like we're raised so different. You
Okay.
know? Like I'm not like just the culture whatever. But what I was saying was mojitos. Is that something that like in the UK there are not very many Latinos in London, like compared to New York or compared to Los Angeles. Like those are such Latino dominant communities. Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like I've been very disappointed by the mojitos. There's no like Cuban bars or like Puerto Rican bars anywhere to get a like banging mojito with like sugar cane and everything.
Leave that with me. I'll reach out to the family I have over there and see what they say.
All right. Yeah, yeah. You do that. You do that.
I'll get back to you. Because I know my auntie. I think it's mojitos that she drinks. So I'll ask
Oh,
her what she says.
yeah. Yeah, they're
The
pretty good.
question is though, is it worth the travel when you could just buy a blender and make it at home?
True. True, true, true.
Although
Yeah.
if you make it at home, then it becomes cheaper and easier, and then you become an alcoholic, and
That's
then
what I was gonna say. Then it becomes a
probably not
habit. I think
probably
during
not the
no, during COVID, I remember making mojitos with my mom because we had mint out in the garden and we would just make them at home and like I when we were on Zoom, I remember we got to a point where on Friday nights, me and my classmates, because we were in drama school, so it was serious, but like you can kind of mess around a little bit because it's drama school. We had a class where we would play a drinking game during the one class. So every time anyone said this, like we would all like have our waters and like take a sip. And I remember being in the backyard at like 3 o'clock with the mojito like over Zoom. And I talk a lot, so like I remember my classmates would, if they didn't want to answer questions, I would get a text in the group chat and they're like, Shayli, can you just stall for us? I was like, got you. So
golly.
I would get on Zoom, right? But this is after we've been playing this drinking game during class. I would get on Zoom and I would just start waffling. I would start going, going, going. And then I would be like, whoa, it's hitting me a bit. I'm like,
I'm a little wobbly here.
and that is my fondest memory of school.
Going in drunk. Nice.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
like me in college.
Yeah, yeah. You
Sounds
know
like
what?
me when I attended college.
It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage.
My rite of passage was coming home at 7 or 8 and being in college at half 8, quarter to 9, getting breakfast, going into the first class, saying
Oh,
I was there. So I keep getting my grant and then going home to bed.
well, I remember when I was in drama school being in studio on Friday mornings. So, because we'd always go out on Thursdays. And
Oh, gee.
I'm not, yeah, we go out on Thursdays. I wasn't too big of a drinker. Like, obviously at that time I was, but like, because I was at school, but just it doesn't like sit well with me. I get like a bit sick. But I remember people coming in, like, I'm not built like people here. I'm not, I definitely don't have the gene.
You should, you
Um,
should try drinking with me. That'd be fun.
Oh
You
man,
might die.
dude, I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up. I promise you. When I first moved here, I tried, and then since then, I basically like I'm almost completely sober because I'm like I just can't hang.
Once you find your limit, though, that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
people that try and keep up with other people are just not good. It's not good for them.
No. Oh, and you know what? That was something because I think that like pub culture here is not it's not there's not really a thing that's not a thing in the US. Like you go to a bar, but like I when I first got here. And I was like around people and people would be drinking pints. I remember being like, because I'm not a beer drinker. So I was like, well, I tried a cocktail. I remember I tried an old fashioned in like a real shitty pub though. So it was not a good old fashioned. It was a bad old fashioned. But I mean, it was all right. But at the time, I remember having a sip of that and then just be like, I guess I'll switch to wine. But then I was trying to keep up with wine when people were having pints. And I was like, I'm not built to live in this country. Like I can't hang. I can't hang.
No, I do. I must say, no, I do love going out for pints.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's definitely like um something I've become like accustomed to here. Like, because I remember just like I was like confused because people on like a work day, we open Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, like, oh, you want to go for a drink? I'm like, wait, what? It's not the weekend. And then
No, I
people
don't do that now.
don't.
I
You'd be like,
definitely
oh,
don't do
because I've been in a situation where it's like, oh, we're having a going away party for so and so. I'm like, where are they moving? And they're like, they're going on a trip for a week or two. And I'm like, what? Like any excuse.
that. Remember when I told you off screen that this conversations go to the most random places?
Yeah.
How else would we know that you like mojitos, that you don't like going out during the week?
Yeah, true, true. The more you learn, the more you learn.
Well, we might as well jump back into it. I said at the top of the show, obviously, we connected after the announcement for Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey 3.
Yes.
So, do you want to tell us how you came to be involved with said?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I guess like I'm fairly not as immersed as some people are, but like I guess I've done a lot kind of in the indie horror world. So like I knew I've never met Scott, but I know Scott like Scott Chambers and stuff. So um yeah, I was hoping in the back of my head, I was like, oh, I hope I get to tape for that. I hope I get tape for that. And then I got asked to tape, I think second week of December. And then I taped for that. And then yeah, and then I was offered a role. I want to say the second week of January. Um, so it was like
that was about right, yeah.
maybe like a 3 week wait, 4 week wait. But then it was like right after we were kind of given offers to like it was posted. I was like, oh shoot, like it's official, it's official. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think that like what's really cool about like the whole horror industry over here is I feel like even if you don't know everyone, people are like 1 degree away from you. So you kind of get on set always feeling like you know people. Like even within the cast, I'm like so far like a handful of my closest friends are in the cast and then yeah, other people are a couple degrees away. So even though like for me it kind of was like when I knew I was in it, I was like, oh, this is like a bigger one. This is crazy. I was like, but it also still feels like relaxed because I do know people and it's just like a lot of good people that I really like as well, which is super exciting.
But the success that the first two had, it's got to go somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Like,
oh, you know
I
what's so
remember,
wild is oddly enough, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey has been like a through line in my like it's really weird. So when I was in New York about maybe like 6 months before I moved out of New York, I think maybe that timeline might be wrong. But I walked by a movie theater and I saw a poster. It was on 42nd Street and Broadway, right? So I walked by a movie theater and I turned my head and there was a poster for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the first one. And then like I think it was like a marquee or something. And I remember being like, they made a what the like I remember having that thought of like they made a horror film out of Winnie. That's insane. And I got on Google, I Google it and I was like, that's crazy. Like I want to go see that. But then obviously sometimes when you do that, it makes your brain like forget about it, whatever. Forgot about it until I moved to London. And if a few weeks before I booked my first horror, I walked by uh Prince Charles where they were premiering Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And I saw it, my head went up, and I was like, they made a second one? And I remember looking it up real quick. And then like within a couple months, I was kind of in the world with so many of those people. So I guess like it's been a weird through line in my life that I'm just like, that's
It's
so
fake.
strange. Yeah, no, exactly. It's fate. So I'm super excited to actually be a part of this one and like um yeah, I
Well,
think that
the
I
first one blew up. It blew the whole internet up.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Because obviously I said I had Natasha Decini on, and then I've had Craig on as well, who were
Yeah,
stars of
yeah.
the first one. But like I was watching them, they were going to Mexico. The world premiere was in Mexico.
Yeah, oh
Uh,
my God. Yes, I do remember seeing all that. Yeah.
yeah, and then like they're at cons every other week, and
So cool.
like, it's mad.
Well,
Uh,
even just like from the time like I've been cast, like obviously it's not astronomical numbers of people, but like just people that have reached out, like just like I'm so excited about this film, like blah blah blah. Yeah, no, but it's so cool because you actually like it's weird because I feel like I know a lot of people. You feel like you're part of something really big, but also something like intimate as well, which is super cool because I can imagine kind of going into a franchise that's super huge and you don't know anyone, you'd be like, whoa. But
yeah,
I
especially because the
think
cast change all the time.
yeah, well, I mean, just like with like I knew Scott like through people, so I kind of feel like I have like I know somewhat know him, and then Lewis, who's Tigger, is one of like my really close friends. So I'm like, all right, I feel like I know people in this kind of world, so it does feel a bit more grounded. So when you get those kind of like people reaching out to you or whatnot, it's like, oh, okay, like this is cool, this is cool. Um,
So the question posed: have you seen the first two?
yes, of course, yeah,
Uh, there's some really fun death scenes in them. I
yeah,
must
yeah,
say, obviously, like everyone was expecting something. I didn't expect too much from them. I knew roughly what we were going to get,
yeah.
and the fact that it had only gone into the public domain, the movie was made probably 3 weeks later, 4 weeks
That's
later.
crazy, yeah,
It blew up the internet. So obviously everyone was all hyped and things,
yeah,
but like, it was enjoyable for what it was. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And people went in taking it too seriously and were like, "Oh, this is shit." What did you honestly expect from a Winnie the Pooh movie that's turned him into a killer bear? Like,
I like that, and it's something that I've had to kind of learn with a couple of the horror films that I've done. Not the Winnie the Poohs, but where I used to take myself so seriously. Like I genuinely was like every film I do has to be a drama. It has to be. And I remember having a bit of reservations before I did Piglet because I was like, oh, maybe this isn't what I want to do. And then like at the end of the day, like different films are made for different reasons. And like I think that what I do love about horror is like it's a genre where like some things are just fun to watch. You know, some things are just like it yeah, and I think that with like again like with Winnie the Pooh, I remember having that feeling when I saw the marquee and like I'm sure a million people have had that feeling when they saw the title. They're like, "Wait, what?" Um, but yeah, it's crazy the absolute like kind of just explosion that it was, and it is still like it's insane.
yeah. And I know it's playing off the hate that people will have for it
Yeah,
because obviously what it is.
yeah,
Winnie the Pooh is a big childhood character, and now we're getting that whole universe of Winnie the Pooh and Bambi and Popeye and
right.
there's other ones along the way as well. I can't remember what they are.
Yeah,
Pinocchio, I think, has one. And like, don't get me wrong, once they go into the public domain, you might as well throw money at it and see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
I
like,
mean,
there's so many of those Disney films that you look at and you're like, that could make a serious horror film.
oh yeah, I mean like but honestly a lot of the Brothers Grimm stuff is really dark and I think that like the original like Little Mermaid is so dark and so is like Sleeping Beauty and stuff like that. There is so much material there to really do some cool stuff with. Um,
Yeah, like Little Mermaid could be a really good one where you use her as, say, a siren.
yeah, oh my God, yeah, oh my God, sign me up for that one, man.
Yeah,
Um, but
it's
no,
it still have to be better than the attempt that Disney made, the live action one. So
oh, yeah, you know what? I didn't see it because that's a very special like film to me. So I was like,
it wasn't good.
you know what? I think that the issue is, and I think they had the issue when they did it on stage as well. It's like it's so hard unless it's like Avatar level to kind of like have the like people underwater and it look good. I
Yeah,
just,
it did. So it was very CGI, which was fine because you know what to expect. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
You know what you get. I just don't think it worked. The casting didn't really work. She,
yeah,
like, obviously it came under scrutiny because she was a colored girl
yeah,
or darker skin and she's not pale and red hair. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Same way Snow White did with the other girl, Rachel or
right.
something. Um, but the Snow White was just atrocious. But I just think Little Mermaid was a muddled attempt.
Yeah.
Like Lion King was good, Jungle Book was good.
Oh, I loved Mufasa as well. I thought it was so good.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
I loved
Must say, I
it.
enjoyed that now. But like they were good attempts, but when they started doing like Snow White, Little Mermaid, they just didn't work.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's also what happens is they try I feel like the scripts they what they do is they take the original Disney films and then they try to make the script something else and they try to make it like, oh, let's add this layer, let's add this song, let's add this, and it ends up feeling like a bit bloated, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know,
I'd probably agree with that. Yeah.
and how I feel as someone that like I spent a lot of time doing like the Disney princess thing at like I'm from California, so it was literally my weekend job was being a Disney princess at kids' parties.
Oh, you were one of those people, were you?
Oh, I was. I made good bank doing it too, man. That at
You know, actually,
16, you're like, woo!
I know a girl that does that. She's that's her day job.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
I make
Yeah,
good money doing that. It's
that's what she
great.
does. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that with the live action, I always feel like when you I guess like some of the things in the Disney films may be a bit dated, but I think that like they're so special to people's childhoods. And no, I'm not talking about casting. I think you can cast anyone in anything. It's fine as long as they're right for the role. And that's how I felt about oh gosh, what's the actress who played Ariel? Like she does have like she looks like Ariel and she's got a gorgeous voice. Like I mean just her facial
Pretty
structure.
much, she had a hell of a voice,
She's
all
got a
right.
hell of a voice and I think that that was amazing casting. But I think what happens is sometimes they like take the original scripts and as opposed to like even stylizing something, it's like we're gonna basically make it the original, but we're gonna add all these elements in that just don't really need to be there, is how I kind of feel sometimes. Because at the end of the day, there are children's films, you know, and they're special for the reasons that they're special, and then like the nostalgia's attached for certain reasons, and yeah.
I get that. For me, on the other hand, it'd be I wasn't a fan of her casting because there's source material,
Mm,
right,
yeah,
where it describes the person. Where if it's just a cartoon on the telly, it could be anybody, right? But
right.
because Hans Christian Andersen's book was she's pale white with red hair,
Mm,
when you go and cast somebody that's obviously you might have pale white red hair, but you can dye your hair red, or you can put a wig on. You don't dye your skin. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, she had a hell of a fucking voice.
yeah,
For
yeah,
me, that's just how I see it. Like even now with like I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, but the Harry Potter TV show with obviously with Snape being cast, I think he's black in it,
hmm
and people are going open arms. Now I couldn't care less because I'm probably not going to watch it, but
yeah.
because there's source material, I'm like, well, could you not have just cast the person that's closest to the source material?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument is there's probably years of it going on the other way as well.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely, there absolutely
so
is.
yeah, it's a tricky conversation. And speaking like as someone that like I'm from a mixed background, like It's tough, really, because I think that like there's been this whole discussion of who's the right person to tell the right stories. And at the end of the day, how I feel is like, with Ariel, I'm like, at the end of the day, they're freaking mermaids. Um, they're
I,
freaking mermaids. Um,
like, as I said, if it was just a cartoon with nothing in the background of it,
yeah.
it wouldn't bother me. It's just if there's source material, I'd prefer it to be kept
Yeah,
as
yeah,
close.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But sure, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, that
We dug a bit deeper into that one. So obviously you've gone into, well, you haven't gone into yet into Winnie the Pooh 3, but you touched on another movie you've done there, Piglet. Obviously,
Mhm.
I haven't seen it yet because I didn't know that I could find it here. But is that Piglet from Winnie the Pooh or based on?
No.
No, okay. Oh,
No.
hold on.
He's
This is
got a
popped up.
different kind of origin story. I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. It just popped up as I went into it to have a look at the background. It popped up that it's on Prime.
It is, I think it is on Prime. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll watch that. So, and I'll get back to you. But how did you go about getting into that? Same way, just
Yeah, no. That was just like self-submitting, and that was the first one I did here, and I submitted for that, and then yeah, that just got cast in that, and then kind of was just up in the woods for a week doing that one.
nice.
So yeah, it was totally just like kind of like definitely I was so nervous going into it because I was just like I don't know any of these people, I don't know what to expect, I don't know who's going to be killing me in this film, and it ends up being someone that is like Alex Butler, who is Piglet, is like one of the most incredible human beings I've had the pleasure of working with. But I was so nervous. I was like, who's this guy that's playing this role? Um, but yeah, that was my first horror, and it was really special, I think. It was really, really special.
Nice. I'll give that a watch tomorrow, and then I'll get back to you and let you know what I think of it.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. But obviously, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't tell you too much about it. Don't know much about it. Didn't know anything about it before this either. Which is it's very rare when I have somebody on the show where I haven't seen something.
Yeah.
But when I went through your IMDb just before coming on over the last couple of days, I couldn't find anything
Yeah, it's
um, that wasn't requiring me to maybe illegally stream it or whatnot. Because
yeah.
I don't want to do that because obviously indie horrors is the more you watch properly, the more they might make.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, having a lot of indie friends over in the States and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's important for them.
Oh yeah, it
So,
definitely is.
yeah. So I'll get a couple of them watched over the next while and get back to you.
Oh, appreciate that.
Um, but like, what else have we got on here? So, well, you've got a you've got a Christmas horror in there.
I
Can't
do.
beat now Christmas horror.
That was fun. That was really, really fun. That was we shot it in not the winter, so it was like late spring. So
Nice.
but yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was one of those ones that was like kind of super out there and yeah, it was cool because I think that for me, like I guess I'm a bit of a spoiler. Um but I actually got to play like a proper villain, which was cool. So, yeah.
Nice. It's called I Know What You Did Last Christmas.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, yeah.
So obviously that's playing off. Obviously, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Yes, it
but
is.
there's also the one that came out then roughly around that time as well.
Over the summer, yeah.
Silent Knife, um, where they're using Christmas themes and making them into horror films as well, which is great because there's
Yeah.
not enough Christmas horrors.
It is fun. I think that like the kills are really like kind of campy, which I like. That's what was fun. There's like a candy cane through the eye. There's freaking I'm trying to think what else now. God, I don't remember now, but like, just like very Christmassy, like yeah, it was super cool.
Nice, nice. Well, you can't go wrong with it with an old candy cane. Uh, you know, this is one that popped up a while ago that I had an idea on. I didn't even realize you were casting it in Mouseboat Massacre. It popped up on my Facebook a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the beginning like kind of section.
Okay, I haven't had a chance to see it. I didn't even know it was out because there was two or three of them that all came out in and around that same time.
There were so many of them. Yeah,
Yeah, because
there were so many of them.
obviously Steamboat Mickey or Steamboat Willie or whatever it was
Yeah,
went public domain as well in 2023 or
yeah.
2024.
It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
there was that one. There was Stephen Lamour's Steamboat or Screenboat
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
that had David Howard Thornton, which was awesome.
Oh, didn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Oh
And,
wow, I didn't
Stephen's a good
actually
guy.
know that was in that.
Yeah, he's the mouse.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's super
Yeah,
cool.
Stephen's a good guy. He's been on the show before.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet.
yeah, I had him on when he had the main one coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that. It was the so it's
Uh,
not a parody. It's a reimagining of the Grinch.
oh wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
David Howard Thornton plays the mean one in it because
That sounds super cool.
he's the best promo killer at the minute.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Stephen's a good guy.
Oh.
And then there was another one as well that was made. So I think it was in the UK as well, but I can't remember what it was called.
Mhm.
But yeah, there was a few of them, and I wanted to watch them all, but I could never find this one. And now it's popped up that it's on Prime as well. I do forget that I have Prime.
You know what? I think that there's so much on Prime too. You kind of forget what like is even on there.
So I'll get those three checked out over the next
Oh, I appreciate you.
couple of days, and I'll get back to you and let you know.
Yeah, let me
Uh,
know.
but I'll tell you what, before we start to wind down, right? Why don't you? I know you said you're new-ish to horror, right?
Yeah.
So we'll put you to the test here, right?
Oh
So
no.
why don't you tell me your top five horror films?
Top five.
They don't
Oh,
have to be in order. Just
okay. Split
haven't seen it.
was the first horror that I saw that I really loved, but I just love James McAvoy.
Yeah, we're at different parts of the scale here.
I
For
know.
some reason or another, I hate James McAvoy.
Really?
Now, I've gotten better with him lately. I watched that one that he done last year, Speak No Evil. I don't know whether
Okay.
you've seen that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
He was
see. You know what? I
phenomenal.
just think in Split he was so good, and the second one as well. I thought he was brilliant.
Glass, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just thought he was so amazing. Saw, I really love.
Saw
Uh,
one.
yeah,
Yeah, I seen that in the cinema when I was
I I loved
12.
it. I rewatched it in prep for this film I just did, season 13, which I'm super excited about because it kind of has similar. They're basically the log line is Love Island meets Saw. Um, super cool. Yeah, it's not going to be out until like I think later this year, but it's a super cool concept, super well
What,
written. Uh,
which one is it?
it's called Season 13. I'll send you the Instagram page. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it's basically Love Island meets Saw. So it's a group of like four couples are thrown into this like they wake up in this like absolute hell house and they're kind of like just the same as Saw, like they wake up in the room and like blah blah blah. But I yeah, for me Saw was like the first horror that I think I really understood because I like the kind of like the heady shit. Like I like that or I like oh man. I also saw Terrifier for the first time and I did really like it. I think it was a tough watch for me. Like how heavy it
Terrifier.
was. It was a tough watch for me, but I did like it. The,
Terrifier is awesome.
the second one too, I liked as well. Um,
Did you see the third one?
no.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
go watch the third one and come back to me.
All right, deal. I love I feel like saying Sinners is a bit of a cop out because I wouldn't call it standard horror.
Sinners was unbelievable.
But it's probably one of my favorite films of all time. I
It's only out a year and it's there already.
yeah, you know why? I'll tell you why. I was raised on like Motown and blues. So I think that I really like the music element of it really just like it completely like on Halloween my boyfriend and I went and saw it at BFI in IMAX and it was just like I just I don't know I like that and they probably like I know like the awards and stuff, they don't like horror films, but like I just think that like I
I
like
have a feel. I feel it'll win best score anyway.
oh my God, yeah. If it doesn't win best score, I'm ready to fight someone, honestly. Like I just think it was so
I,
moving.
I think the movie itself, from start to finish, was fantastic.
Yeah, I think that I mean I just loved that like because I remember when I heard it was like a vampire film, I was like, what the hell? Um But I think I love that they use it as a plot device. You know, like it was more representative of something than it was just like for the sake of, like
Yeah,
I
for the
liked that
drama.
film. I think it was like it felt like to me a big budget passion project, which
Ryan Coolidge is good, though, isn't he?
oh he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like. I thought Jack O'Connell was phenomenal.
Oh my God, he is like unreal.
Yeah. And then he's going on like he's in 28 years later now, or 28 years Bound Temple or whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I want to
But
see that.
he's it's just that movie Sinners. So myself, I wanted to see it anyway. Now my missus doesn't really like horror, so watch it with me.
Yeah.
Um, but one of her best friends said to her, she's like, "Dude, you have to see this. This is just thing." And I was
It's
like, I knew I was going to watch it anyway.
yeah.
So we sat and watched it, and I don't know whether you've seen. Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
I haven't seen it. And I
So if you watch From Dusk Till Dawn, there's
yeah,
a lot of similarities in the film.
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Um, but Sinners obviously has a different tone and a different narrative that it sets.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the premise of having the ancient Indian chasing him.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
like
was like,
actually
that
like
was
talking
good.
about that film makes my brain like just like oh, I just love it. I think it's
Now, again, you said about the music. The one scene I didn't like in it
yeah.
was that scene in the pub, in the bar, in the club, whatever it was.
Really.
In the thing, you know, when it goes and you see them on the deck and you see Jimi Hendrix and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because obviously they had the big speech where it's like music can transport you through time,
Yeah.
which would have been fine if it was a modern day film, right? But
Hmm.
they're showing stuff that hasn't happened yet, was what kind of annoyed me with it. Now,
I get that. I get that. I think oh yeah, I mean I love that scene. I just I think as someone that I'm like a major hip hop head, like I just like I'm very immersed in like hip hop, R&B, all that. So I was just like, whoa, that was really cool.
it looked unbelievable.
But I could see why someone wouldn't like that. I think that's how I always feel about things that like taste wise that I like. I can always look on the other side and be like, I'm not gonna argue with someone if they didn't. I get why someone would watch
Yeah.
that. That was a bit weird, you know?
Don't get me wrong, it wouldn't turn me off watching the film again, and like it made it to number one in my film of the year last year.
Yeah,
Like once I seen it, I knew it wasn't going to be beat.
yeah, yeah. No,
It was
I
good. Michael B. Jordan was fantastic.
he was
Haley
phenomenal.
Steinfeld was brilliant.
She was,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, he was awesome. Loved
yeah.
Delroy Lindo and everything.
Oh, he was great.
But myself and herself were watching it, and Joe, and when the casting comes up at the start, and it's like Omari Epps, I was like, oh, he's not going to survive this.
Yeah.
She was like, who is it? And I was like, it's the guy from 8 Mile.
Oh,
And
damn, yeah, he's out.
Joe, when you see him, he's picking cotton in the cotton field, and I was like, oh, he's dead. He's so
Yeah.
dead.
Oh my God. Yeah, what a film. That last sequence too. I just like, oh my God.
The
Yeah.
cutscene,
The what?
the cutscene one.
Just the one when all the KKK guys come out and he's got the shotgun and he's got like
Oh yeah,
he
no,
takes
no, no,
glass smoke
that
and
was
I'm just like, oh man, that like was just phenomenal. But I think it's so funny that like Michael B. Jordan said his least favorite part of that whole film was being covered in blood. Like he hated it.
a bit weird, but
I was like, that's hilarious.
um, I do think that obviously there's some people maintain there's a little nod to Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther in it,
I know.
and I do think it's probably put there for that reason.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, they all what they've done, like Ryan Coogler, like just Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman as well. I think Chadwick Boseman was one of one in terms of actors, and it's like Um, I just remember seeing him for the first time in 42, playing Jackie Robinson.
Oh, so good, that movie. I don't like baseball, but that movie was so good.
Oh, I love baseball, so I loved it. I like, yeah, I mean, he was an exceptional actor in it. Just like looking back and kind of thinking about the career that he could have had. I do think about that, but I think that Ryan Coogler and like Michael B. Jordan, I feel like they're carrying the torch with them, like in what they make. Because I know Ryan Coogler likes to use the same
Yeah.
people, and I think that you can kind of feel like his spirit within like everything they do. They're always speaking about him. They're always like kind of keeping him alive, like within the craft, which I think is really beautiful.
I get that, and I do get that thing as well of directors using what they know works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So look at Scorsese, done it for years with De
Keep it in the
Niro.
family.
He's done it with De Niro. He's doing it with DiCaprio. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And then obviously you've got others as well.
yeah,
But like, there's nothing wrong with that, and I think the two of them have hit now big on. Obviously, Black Panther was always going to hit big,
yeah.
but with Sinners
Creed.
now it was
Yeah.
awesome. Creed, well, no, Cougar didn't do Creed.
Didn't
MBJ done Creed, didn't he? Oh, he
was
done.
Ryan-
Sorry, he done Creed 3.
Yeah, he did the third Creed, yeah, but I
Yeah,
think Ryan
yeah,
Coogler did the first two.
yeah. They were brilliant as well. Actually, I'm a huge Rocky fan, and I had
Oh
no
yeah.
hope for them.
Yeah,
I
I
awful.
you know what, I didn't think they were gonna be like, and I ended up but again, like for me it's music. I think that there's a scene in the third film where I like my favorite artist is J. Cole. And there's a scene where he's training and there's a J. Cole track that comes in that I just like yeah, but I think that it's cool because Ryan Coogler, like he's kind of made having like a hip hop score a thing, like which I think is really cool, like with Black Panther and with Creed. And yeah, I just and then Sinners was completely different. Like it was obviously blues and soul and like stuff like that. But yeah, I just to me, like all the music he puts in his films are like that is what I like to listen to. So it's just yeah, it's just a sweet
The
spot.
and then Jack O'Connell obviously doing the Rocky Road to Dublin was brilliant.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching it. I didn't know it was in it.
Yeah.
Um, and it got to that point, and I was listening to the music in the background as it was starting. And I was like, "Is he singing the Rocky Road song?" And Charlie was like, "They're in America hardly," and I was like, "He is."
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh,
It's fucking awesome.
little hats off.
Yeah, I tell you what though, I was listening to obviously Jack O'Connell's English. Um,
He is, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was born in England, but he counts himself as Irish. But
Okay,
I
okay,
was
okay.
listening to an interview with him, and he's like, "I've sang that in many a pub, many a nights."
Oh,
And he's like, "So when they told me that I was doing that, I was like, yeah, that's all me, baby."
that's so cute. Oh,
Yeah. So it was awesome. Yeah, best movie of the year for me last year, hands down.
yeah, I agree. Me too.
But you need to watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
I know it's on my list. It's actually on the top of my list of things to watch as well.
It's a darker. Um, I can't even say campier, but it's a Buffy style vampire.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's got George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. It's done by
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez, so you know exactly what you're getting.
Sweet. Yeah. I mean, I do have a soft spot for Tarantino as well. I mean, not maybe not as a person, but as a director. Um,
I don't know much about him as a
he's
person.
all right. He's all right. Uh,
I think he's one of these. He's essentially he came out with some random statements recently about Matthew
yeah.
Lillard and stuff. I was like, I suppose he's entitled to his opinion. If he's never going to cast a guy because he doesn't like him, he doesn't
Yeah.
like him.
Fact.
And
Yeah.
then people are slating on him, and they're like, "Oh, well, he shouldn't be saying that." Boy, if he says he's never going to cast him because he doesn't like him as an actor, that's fine.
Yeah. That's his prerogative. Yeah.
Matthew
100%.
Lillard is far from a bad actor, and everybody knows it.
Yeah. Definitely. True. True.
You know what I mean? That's like I don't ever really hear too much about Tarantino. Obviously, he gets his usual stick for what he likes and stuff.
Yeah.
But as a director, I don't think there's much better.
No, I completely agree with you. Yeah. Completely agree.
So, um, right, that was four. Give me one more, and then
Uh,
we'll
the
wind it.
original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh,
I love. But
one of the
I also,
old,
you know why?
what?
It's just like I love anything like just like I have a little bit of like I'm not America at all. Like that's not me at all. Like because I But I like that cowboy, like kind of like that country west. Like I love the aesthetic of that film and
Okay.
like the shot of her riding away in the truck and everything. Like I just, yeah,
Yeah, I get that. I have it like anyone that's watched the show for since we started it
yeah,
knows my feelings on that movie. For me, that movie is perfect nearly up until the dinner scene.
yeah. Well, cause yeah. I know, yeah, yeah.
Uh, Now, why do you think the dinner scene does it for me?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it might just be like 'cause the chick screams her head off for like,
Well, there is partially that, but
yeah, it's too
it's it's,
much.
it's the granddad.
Mm,
So the granddad's basically a skeleton in the attic.
yeah,
When she runs and jumps out the window, he doesn't even move.
right.
And
Mm,
then he starts coming back to life when they cut her hand and put it in his mouth. Like,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah,
so I get the narrative of the film. I think trying to bring that supernatural element to it doesn't do
yeah.
it for me. I lose.
I gotcha. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think that sometimes also like in films when they throw something like that in like the last kind of act, it's like, oh,
But it doesn't even have to be the last act for me. I'm very so if I'm watching something and I'm into it, and then
yeah,
something throws me out, it's very hard to get me to go back into it.
gotcha. Yeah, I feel that.
If
I
that
feel like
happens,
I'm
I'm
kind of
like, oh. Like if they cut that movie right at the dinner scene of her just getting killed, it would have been. I would have been like, yeah, amazing.
gotcha. Yeah.
Uh,
I kind of agree with you there. Yeah, that definitely like
but I'm of the boat that the 2003 Jessica Biel remake is better.
is that the Matthew McConaughey one?
No, Jesus God, no, no. That's number three.
Okay.
No, Michael Bay and
Gotcha.
produced it, and Chris,
Is it the Jessica Biel one then?
yeah, Jessica Biel, yeah,
Gotcha. I've
yeah.
only watched her bits in that. Like I've only watched the parts with her in it.
It's not a bad part to watch. No,
Yeah.
that '03 one is so fucking good. Orly
Yeah.
Emery as the dad in it is just
Mm,
ridiculous.
yeah, I might have to watch that one then.
Yeah, it's very very good.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with that one is Andrew Berezowski, who plays Leatherface. Now he's
Yeah.
only 3 inches taller than Gunnar Hansen is in real life,
Mm,
but he's jacked,
mm.
like jacked. He's
Yeah.
just too big. He's running like he gets injured in it. He's running carrying a chainsaw, which is heavy enough as it is. He's swinging it around. So when you see Gunnar, he had the two hands on it and he's swinging it around.
Yeah.
But this lad's carrying it like it's like a toothpick.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But it's a very very good. It's one of the better remakes.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
remakes are always hit or miss. I feel like more often than might
okay.
miss. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Right, I'll tell you what then. That's a good way of closing out the show. Why don't you give me if you have a top five remakes?
I don't know. Off the dome, I
If you
don't.
don't if you don't have, just throw me out a couple of your favorite ones then if you have any.
You mean in terms of horror,
Yeah,
or just period? Oh man, my brain.
it's fine if you don't. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know. I think I might have to think on that one. Might have to get back to you next time. Next time we
yeah.
do this.
Yeah. Once Winnie-the-Pooh 3 comes out, we'll revisit that.
Deal.
Um, but it's been a pleasure having you on.
Oh,
Um,
so nice talking to you.
and I'd absolutely if you want to come back even before that, just to pick a movie. If you want to come on and we can do a movie, or
Oh,
if you
sweet.
want
Yeah,
to
that'd be awesome.
come back. But we'll definitely have you back once Winnie the Pooh comes out and I get a chance to
Awesome.
see it. If
Sweet.
if you're not in superstardom by then,
Never. No, not
never
never.
forget.
But I mean, I'm never to. I'm always down. I'm always down to chat.
Um, but yeah, have you got anything upcoming then apart from Winnie the Pooh that you want to just tell people about and then
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when, but I have a pilot coming out called Belief, that I'm super excited about. It's kind of like it's about this like heretic that is kind of starting this uprising against the church. I am
I
that
like that.
heretic.
I like that. I like that.
I'll send you that info. It's super cool, super edgy, incredible writing. Just great team. And then another horror film that I talked about earlier, The Love Island Meets Saw season 13 will be out sometime this year, and that's another one that I'm super proud of. Amazing team. Louis Sanser, who's Tigger. He's the producer and lead of that film, and he is absolutely like chef's kiss amazing in it. Um, and yeah, those are the kind of two horror-ish ones. I guess Belief isn't horror, but it's definitely gory and it's definitely like
That one
crazy.
I'd be into watching that one now. I must say, anything that bashes the church, I'm kind of like, okay. I'll give it-
Yeah,
I know
it's
I don't
definitely
delve
edgy.
too much into politics, so
Yeah, it's definitely edgy.
I'll give it a watch when it comes out if I can get
Yeah, I'll
it.
let you know. Sweet.
Yeah, but yeah, as I said, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll keep in touch, and um, I wish you all the best for the what is only the start of your career.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
you'll find me along the way, reaching out.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep in touch. We'll certainly keep
Yeah,
in touch.
absolutely. But what I'll do is, Shayli, for the way I finish this every single Friday night, in the words of the great George A. Romero, ladies and gentlemen, stay scared.
Oh.